Alright, what's good, guys? Welcome to my channel. For those of you guys who don't know who I am, my name is Joshua, and on this channel we talk about all things personal growth and self-improvement. So today I wanted to talk about the two things that I believe hold people back the most. So these are things I've been learning during this COVID-19 time. They've helped me out massively, and I feel like they'll help you guys out a lot as well. But before we do that, I need you guys to acknowledge my onesie, my Superman one. Come on, man! Superman's the goat. So that's all I gotta say about that. So let's begin. So the first thing that I wanted to share with you guys that I believe holds people back the most is having a fixed mindset. So there are two kinds of mindsets that you can have, right? So you can either have a fixed mindset or a growth mindset. So the difference between the two is this, is that when you have a fixed mindset, you believe that all you are right now is all you can ever be. You can never really improve. The abilities that you have are fixed, right? Fixed mindset can never improve. So if you're dumb, you're just dumb, right? If you're smart, you're just smart, and you can never improve on it. It is what it is. Whereas a growth mindset speaks of the idea that you can always improve and you can always develop and you can always evolve. Now, the thing that makes a fixed mindset so insidious is the fact that you can have a fixed mindset and not even know that you have a fixed mindset. And it's often manifested in behavior in the way that you never really push yourself to become more than you can be. Because when you have a fixed mindset, what often happens is you never stretch yourself, you never push yourself to become more, because this is what happens. For you to become more, you must be uncomfortable. And when you're uncomfortable and you're pushing yourself, what often happens is at some point you are going to fail. At some point, things aren't going to go to plan. And the thing is this, is that when you have a fixed mindset and you fail and things don't go to plan, or or you realize that you're not quite skilled enough for something, you take it super personally. You perceive that failure as a problem with you. You perceive it as like, I can never be more, I can never improve, this is what it is. And it's scary because once you push yourself and you fail, you expose your limitations not only to yourself but to the world, right? So you, rather than doing that, you do nothing. You just do the bare minimum. You do what you know you can do, but you never really stretch yourself, and as a result you never really grow, right? Whereas somebody with a growth mindset will push themselves, right? Because if you want to be successful, if you want to improve, if you want to develop, you are going to have to push yourself. You're going to have to do things that you're uncomfortable to do. And the fixed mindset goes completely against this. Which is why I really, really like animes, right? So for those of you guys who don't know what anime is basically just Japanese cartoons. Amazing. My favorite genre is action. So currently right now in anime, those of you guys who don't know, I'm watching Naruto. So in Naruto, or in any anime which is like the genre of action, you've always got this main character who starts off weak. So they're just weak, they're less skilled than everybody else, but they have the heart and the desire to improve. They just want to, you know what, you feel for them. They really, really want to be good, but they're just not good at the stage. And then you see them dedicate like the vast majority of their life to try and improve a certain skill. And what happens is that slowly over time they fail and they fail and they fail. But over time, you see the character grow and develop, and then there comes a point where that character is just the main person. They're like they're the main go-to person in the anime, right? Because they developed the skills, they improved. But in order to do that, they had to fail over and over again. They had to lose fights, they had to lose battles, they had to be embarrassed, they had to overcome the fears. All those things had to happen for them to become the person that they are, the goat in the anime. Same thing with life. You're gonna have to be uncomfortable. You're gonna have to stretch yourself, because if you don't do that, nothing will ever change for you. So, but you can't do that when you're having a fixed mindset. So if you ever catch yourself really not wanting to push yourself, or holding yourself back, more than likely you're holding the fixed mindset at that moment in time. So you need to just remind yourself that, you know what, it's only through failing that I can really, really grow. So it's that easy to shift. So just remind yourself of that, and really, really push yourself, because that's the only way that you're going to develop. So adopt a growth mindset, not a fixed mindset. The second thing that I believe holds people back the most is a lack of accountability in their life. So like accountability is important, and it's something that I've recently been realizing that like it's important to ask for help. It's important to have mentors. It's important to have people overseeing you and holding you responsible for things. So because normally I was normally the guy who was I could do everything by myself. I handle everything by myself. But the thing about that is that you can only go so far by yourself. There's gonna come a point where you're gonna need people to support you and to help you out. So like 2 weeks ago, I had a meeting with my mentor, right? And we were talking about the goals. So he was checking on me, saying like, how you doing? Have you been doing the work that you need to do to get where you want to be? And I hadn't really like ticked any of the goals that I wanted to do like in a 2 week time span. So he was like, so why haven't you got it done? And then I started coming up with excuses. I was like, coach, I'm just tired. I have no time. I'm doing a full-time job and I can't. And I was coming up with all these excuses. And he just called me out. He called me out my BS, basically. Or shall we say, Big Sebastian's I'm saved. So He called me out my nonsense, man. He was like, nah. He was like, nah, Josh. He went, Joshua, I'm gonna be real with you. If you can't do all these things that are required, you'll never have your goals. You'll never achieve them. And he told me the truth. He called me out of my nonsense, my excuses. They're invalid, right? And sometimes you need people to do that. You need people to tell you the truth, because all of us tell ourselves stories to some degree of why we can't achieve things or why things don't get done. But the reality is this, is that oftentimes when you're not achieving what you want to achieve, what you're really communicating in that moment is that you'd rather do something else than do the work required to become successful. So in my moment, the honest truth that really hurt me and really shook me, which I didn't like, was I would rather sleep 1 hour or 2 hours later than normal than have and build a successful life that I want to live, which is crazy. So after that meeting, after he told me off and told me the truth, I changed my sleeping schedule. I started waking up at 5 a.m. or even earlier, and I started doing all the work required before I started work, right? I could have done that all along, but the thing was this, is that I needed that accountability. I needed somebody to be on me to tell me the truth and be like, no, Josh, you're better than this. Do more. So you need that accountability. So don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask for people to oversee you or to look out for you. It doesn't mean that you're weak. We all need it to some degree. You need people to oversee your blind spots. So accountability is very important. So those are the two things that I feel hold people back the most. So like I said, having a fixed mindset and a lack of accountability. Those two things. So that's the video of the day, guys. I hope you've got something out of it. You guys take care, and we'll speak soon. Bye bye.